welcome to the Pagan Perspective for Wednesday. This is Eric, and today's topic is Gemstones and Crystals. Sorry I missed last week, everybody. James tried to upload for me. We had arranged that before, but he was having issues. This week's topic is on gemstones and crystals, and now I've been looking forward to this for a couple of weeks, so you're going to have to bear with me if this goes over long. So, gemstones and crystals. I love gemstones and crystals. I really, really do. I'm more gemstones than crystals, but we'll get into that. So, gemstones, I collect them, and I may be a bad pagan for it, but I don't usually have the opportunity to check the sources. I usually get them through vendor friends. I have a friend here in Salt Lake that owns a store. I usually get most of mine through him. Gemstones come in a variety of shapes, sizes, colors. I've got my list here. Now, this is the list of gems that I've actually made sets of runes out of. Some of you may have been curious about that if you've ever visited my personal page. Ruby, emerald, milky beryl, aquamarine, apache tear, onyx, labradorite, moonstone, tiger's eye, tiger iron, jasper, yellow jasper, ocean jasper, red jasper, Picasso jasper, moldavite I've never made a set out of, but it's a gorgeous, gorgeous crystal. Aventurine, red aventurine, blue, white, garnet, larkovite, amber, citrine, silicates, jet, fossils, petrified wood, abalone. It's not actually a gemstone, but it's considered a gem. Prehnite, bronzite, snowflake, obsidian, chrysocolla, howlite, amethyst, lion skin, demorderite, which was one of my favorites, by the way. It's kind of a blue. I'll pull one out here in a little minute. Budstone, amazonite, red jasper, mookaite, chalcedony, mahogany, obsidian. The list goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Well, those are stones that I've worked with, okay? You've got raw ruby. Also, hopefully you can see some of these at least a little bit. Red aventurine. Serpentine. That's one I didn't mention. Let's see, I've got all manner of amber in here. Raw amber. Good stuff. Chalcedony. Oh, yeah. That one, I don't know if you can see it at all. That one is demorderite. If you go to my home page, the first 5 or 6 or maybe more, actually maybe 11 or 10 or 11. First 10 or 11 rune meanings, you get to see the runes that I've made out of demorderite. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous stone. You can't really see this one very well. It's not terribly blue. But just to get into some of the energy and how I see and feel runes. That one's chrysocolla and that one's chalcedony. Sorry, I had to correct myself. But just to get into a little bit of the information on vibrational stuff like that. A lot of it sounds like mumbo jumbo, and some of it is. Some of it really is. I think stones, they reverberate at a specific frequency, but I think that has very little to do. I mean, some, but not. Doesn't have a whole lot to do with what kind of energy the stone portrays. I mean, you've got diamond as an all-around healing and good mojo stone. You've got labradorite as a healing stone, and quartz crystal as a clarifying stone to see through the BS, so to speak. Well, I don't see that they have intrinsic values like that. They don't have set values. It's, if it works for you, use it. I do. I don't necessarily believe that, all sunstone has anything to do with lifting your mood. If that's what you see and that's how you feel it, then that's what you do. That's what you use it for. One of the interesting things is stones all have their own, they do all have their own specific energy that they give off, and they interact differently with different people. It's been described to me in many different ways, whether, people say they can feel the heat or cold of a stone, whether they say that they can, feel the vibration in their hand, or kind of, some people grab a carnelian and it makes them feel happier and a little brighter and less down on themselves. And if it works, awesome, do it. I do. I don't happen to carry carnelian most of the time, but just so you guys can kind of see this, I actually, on any given occasion, I don't know how well you can see that, but that is leather-bound citrine. Now, citrine is a kind of an orange quartz. Quartz does kind of give me a clarifying feeling. Kind of makes me feel a little less confused sometimes. But that's something that I've gotten out of it. Now, the way that everybody else seems to feel the stones, that's their own understanding. Some people can feel it, some people can hear it. I personally can pick up a stone, and after meditation and holding it for a while, I can taste it. I know that might sound really weird, but it's true. I initially started working with stones for rune readings and carving sets and whatnot. The first stone I picked up was called howlite, and it's an opaque. It's not translucent. It doesn't refract light. It's an opaque white stone, and it's purely white with a few lines of gray or black in it. It's a fantastic stone, and as I picked it up and started playing with it, I could seriously taste toothpaste. And yeah, you might say, well, what the heck does that mean? Well, I looked it up, and I had already figured out that it was good for calcium building, or good for keeping your teeth relatively healthy. I looked it up, and it was confirmed under the metaphysical meanings or metaphysical uses for howlite that it's good for bone and tooth protection, which I found that very interesting. So stones are gemstones and crystals. I actually don't have very many crystals. All of the crystals I have are quartz based, more chalcedony, a little bit of green beryl, amazonite, green aventurine, some prehnite. Prehnite is actually a green quartz with little black inclusions in it. It's a fantastic stone. Giant pain in the butt to carve on, just so you know. Another point I want to make is that some stones hold energy better than others. Amethyst will hold on to negativity a lot until you cleanse it. And cleansing is something you can do really simply by taking them outside under, it doesn't have to actually be under the full moon. But one of the ways I do it is I take them outside and do a little dedication of cleansing, and then leave them throughout the course of the night under the full moon so that they can just kind of soak up the positivity of the moonlight. The other stones I've found to not hold any residual energy whatsoever. Hematite is one of those. Hematite does not retain negative or positive energy. It is a very shallow, it seems like a very shallow stone to me, just because it doesn't care. It's there to do its job, and it's a very grounding stone. It's very, it will bring you down.